two countries side by side on the Arabian map. Same shape, same resources, same people. But today one is thriving, the other is burning. Oman and Yemen, twins in geography, opposites in destiny. Why? If you look at the world map, perhaps no two countries appear as similar as Yemen and Oman. Located on the southern side of the Arabian Peninsula, these two countries are not only similar in shape and size, but their geographies and natural resources are almost the same as well. Both countries have nearly equal oil and gas reserves, and both lie directly above two of the world's most important choke points. Oman sits right at the edge of the Strait of Hormuz, through which almost all the oil and gas from the Persian Gulf must pass before reaching the rest of the world. Similarly, Yemen is located right alongside the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the point through which about 80% of Asia-Europe trade passes. This is the shortest route that connects Europe and Asia. So both countries are located in extremely important geopolitical locations. Both countries are inhabited by Arabs who share almost identical culture and language. The majority of the population in both countries are Sunni Muslims, although Yemen also has Zaydi Shias, who currently control much of the country, though they are fewer compared to Sunnis. In Oman, about 45% of the people belong to the Abadi sect, another 45% are Sunnis, and only about 5% are Shias. Ethnically, both are Arab countries. But if we look at their economic situations, the difference is like night and day. On one side, Oman is one of the most developed economies in the Middle East, with a Human Development Index HDI of 0.82. Remember, the HDI is measured on a scale of 0 to 1, with 1 being the highest and 0 being the lowest, and it reflects the well-being of a country's people. On the other side, Yemen's HDI is only 0.42, and its GDP per capita is the 9th lowest in the world. For comparison, Yemen's neighbor Saudi Arabia has an HDI of 0.87. So the question is, how can a country surrounded by such wealthy neighbors be in a situation where 80% of its population suffers extreme poverty, lacking food, education, and even basic health care? For the last 60 years, Yemen has been burning in conflicts that have killed hundreds of thousands. Since 2014, a horrific civil war has been raging, killing more than 80,000 people and forcing millions to flee. Today's Yemen is a country only in the geographical sense. Within its borders, Yemen is divided among various groups and sects backed by different countries. On one side are the Houthis, who control major cities and are fully supported by Iran. In central and southern Yemen, large areas are controlled by al-Qaeda. Other areas, highlighted in red on maps, are under Sunni groups supported by Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The yellow highlighted regions are controlled by the Southern Transitional Council, which wants to separate southern Yemen from the rest of the country. Yemen is deeply divided. But how did Yemen reach this state? Why, despite having a geography and natural resources similar to Oman, is it so far behind? The answer lies in history, geography, and especially leadership. History of Oman and Yemen, both countries came under non-Arab control in the 16th century. In 1519, the Ottoman Empire took over northern Yemen and ruled for nearly 400 years, until the end of World War I. On the other hand, in 1507, the Portuguese Empire occupied Oman and made it a colony, but their control lasted only about 100 years. By 1650, local Omanis united, fought the Portuguese, and drove them out, reclaiming Muscat. This was the beginning of the Oman Sultanate. The Omanis used Portuguese seafaring experience to build their own maritime trade network across the Indian Ocean, from modern-day Iran to Pakistan, India, and Eastern Africa. Their empire stretched from Muscat to Zanzibar in Africa until it finally ended in 1872. Oman gained independence from British colonial influence the same year, but the sultans that followed were ultra-conservative. They banned almost all technological development, Rules were so strict that one couldn't talk in public for more than 15 minutes or even wear sunglasses. While oil was booming across Arabia, Oman stagnated. Britain, fearing instability in such a geopolitically crucial country, backed a coup in 1970. Sultan Qaboos bin Said overthrew his own father with British support. This coup was Oman's stroke of luck. Sultan Qaboos turned out to be an extraordinary administrator. Though not democratic, he transformed Oman. In 1970, there were only 3 schools, 19 hospitals, and 10 kilometers of paved roads in the entire country. By 1985, Oman had 500 schools, 100 hospitals, and 3,000 kilometers of paved roads. He banned slavery, gave women voting rights, and allowed them to elect representatives in councils. Sultan Qaboos invested oil revenues in his people, launched the Omanization policy requiring foreign companies to hire and train locals, and gradually reduced dependence on foreign labor. He also foresaw the decline of oil and promoted tourism. By 2023, nearly 4 million tourists visited Oman, generating billions in revenue. Oman is known for religious freedom. Sunnis, Shias, and Ibadis all worship freely. Because of this tolerance, Oman plays mediator in international politics. It facilitated the Saudi-Iran peace deal, tried to mediate between Israel and Iran, and hosted talks leading to the 2015 Iran-US nuclear deal. Oman has remained neutral in Middle Eastern conflicts, whether the Iran-Iraq War, the Houthi-Saudi conflict, or the Qatar boycott. So Oman's story is one of progress and success. Yemen's, however, is the opposite. Yemen's historical path. Geography played a big role. Yemen's northern highlands sheltered the Zaydi Shia community, who were conservative and cut off from the outside world. For 400 years, they fought the Ottomans, and after World War I, when the Ottomans withdrew, they established their own rule in northern Yemen, known as the Mutawakkilite Kingdom. This group later evolved into the Houthi movement we know today. Meanwhile, southern Yemen remained under British control. Northern Yemen's Zaydi rulers were strict and intolerant, causing resentment among Sunnis and other minorities. In 1962, Sunni military commanders staged a coup against the Zaydi monarchy, supported by Egypt. This triggered a bloody proxy war. Egypt backed Arab nationalists, while Saudi Arabia and Gulf monarchies ironically supported the Zaydi king, fearing republican revolutions in their own kingdoms. For 8 years, northern Yemen bled until 1970, when the Egypt-backed Republicans won. At the same time, southern Yemen's Liberation Front expelled the British in 1967, creating a communist regime backed by the Soviet Union. Thus, Yemen was split in two, a Republican North and a Communist South. During the Cold War, North Yemen was supported by the US and Arab monarchies, while South Yemen was backed by the Soviets. Tensions continued for years, but finally in 1990, North and South Yemen united, forming the Republic of Yemen with Ali Abdullah Saleh as president. Saleh ruled from 1990 to 2012, becoming one of the most corrupt leaders in Arab history. A 2012 UN report estimated he stole $1 billion annually from Yemen's oil subsidy program, amassing wealth abroad. Unlike Sultan Qaboos of Oman, who invested oil revenues in his people, Saleh looted Yemen. His political mistakes worsened matters. In 1990, when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, Saleh backed Saddam, angering Saudi Arabia. After Saddam's defeat, Saudi Arabia cut billions in aid to Yemen and deported 800,000 Yemeni workers. This devastated Yemen's economy. In 1994, southern Yemen rebelled, and Saleh turned to al-Qaeda for support, giving the group space in Yemen, a mistake that haunted the country. By the 2000s, Yemen was fragmented, communists in the south, al-Qaeda in the center, Arab nationalists and Zaydis in the north. Public anger grew, and in 2011, the Arab Spring toppled Saleh, but this only ignited further chaos. The Houthis, now backed by Iran, gained strength. In 2014, they captured Sana'a, Yemen's capital, sparking the ongoing civil war. Today, Yemen is a battleground for global powers. Iran, Saudi Arabia, the US, Russia, all backing their own proxies. Ordinary Yemenis pay the price. Millions are starving, homeless, or hopeless. Yemen has become the home ground for dirty proxy politics. This is why leadership matters so much. Countries with strong leadership, like Singapore, China, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Oman, transformed their destinies. Yemen, with similar resources, fell apart under corruption and poor governance. Sadly, Yemen's future looks grim, with the Israel-Iran conflict's flames likely to spread there too.